Today is Tuesday, the 14th of July, and I'm commenting today about the article that was published by Jennifer Lynch, the Chief Commissioner of the Canadian Human Rights Commission. She's obviously on the defensive these days, defending the Commission against the accusations that were made by Mr. Russ Hebert, a member of Parliament on a committee that's concerned about the activities of the Canadian Human Rights Commission. And she makes the comment that Mr. Hebert says there is uncontradicted expert opinion evidence that a Commission employee illegitimately used the internet connection of a third party. Well, I know who that was. That was Bernard Klatt, and that was in the case of Mark Lemire. She must know that too, because she doesn't even deny it, but she just glosses over it. She passes over it as if it wasn't a comment that was true. It is a comment that is true from Mr. Hebert. And that expert, Bernard Klatt, with vast experience in computer technology from the very beginning of the internet, was the expert called by Mark Lemire in his case. Why don't people say that? Well, they're afraid of facing the reality that that case is under reserve. That means that it is being considered by a human rights tribunal member Hedges, who hasn't made his decision yet. So what is it the business of Jennifer Lynch to comment on a case that's before the court? Well, what does she say? Does she say it's not true that the expert testified that way? No, she doesn't. What she says is, two independent investigations, one by the RCMP expert unit responsible for computer crimes, and one by the Commissioner of Privacy of Canada, found no evidence to support this allegation. Point 1. Are they really independent? Point 2. Were they cross-examined in court? Were they qualified as experts in court? No, they weren't. And what access did they have to the information? Mr. Klatt had access because the court compelled the production of the Bell Canada records that traced the origin, the IP address of a computer using the name Jadewar that posted through not the Commission's computer, even though it was admitted that Jadewar was a Commission employee, Mr. Stacey. He admitted that's who it was him. But it didn't come through a Commission computer. It came from a computer across the street on a wireless network. Well, I'm no expert, but the expert said that could not possibly have come from the Commission's computer, and it came from the computer of a lady across the street from the Commission offices. And this demonstrates two things. Ms. Lynch is not dealing with the whole truth, and she is not entitled to comment adversely on a case that the Commission is prosecuting before the tribunal while the tribunal is under reserve. But if she can, I can, at least to point out that she shouldn't be doing this. She's an official, the highest ranking official in the Human Rights Commission. I was a lawyer for an intervener, the Canadian Human Rights the Canadian Free Speech League, and we were participants in that case, and I object to her casting aspersions, or I would say casting aspersions on the expert evidence that's before the tribunal at this very moment. Why is she doing that? And in a national newspaper, and assigning herself Commissioner, Chief Commissioner of the Canadian Human Rights Commission. And this is a person concerned about justice? Well, she says she's proud of the work of the Human Rights Commission. Is she proud of putting men like John Ross Taylor in jail when he was 70 years old for a telephone answering device? Is she proud that Tony McAleer was incarcerated for contempt of one of their commission orders when he was awaiting the birth of his first child? Is she, because of what? Because of a telephone answering machine in the United States that he referred to in a handout in Canada? Is she proud of the fact that people like Kobashian and others have been terrified into not expressing their opinions? Whether they're right or wrong opinions. Is she proud of that? Well, if she is, then I have no doubt about her pride. But I have a lot of questions about her common sense and a lot of questions about her humanity and understanding of the concept of real tolerance, not enforced tolerance by government edict imposed by bureaucrats in tribunals that look more and more like Soviet Union show trials. If that's what she means by tolerance, she doesn't know what tolerance means. Tolerance is when you don't agree with someone's opinion, when you vehemently and violently disagree, but you uphold the right of those people to say and think what they do. If we don't have freedom in the real sense of the word, with real tolerance, and if we have to rely on people like Jennifer Lynch to tell us what she's proud of, we in this country will never see the freedom that our forefathers fought for. And that's why, if we want real freedom in Western Canada, we're going to have to get away from this bureaucratic cesspool in Ottawa, and we'll have to free the West.